Hi everyone, I'm David of Cinema Scout Reviews, and today I'm here to talk about The Grinch. Now, The Grinch is the classic Dr. Seuss tale, turned into an animated film this time, unlike the Jim Carrey version, which was live action. I had a few mixed opinions about what I felt going into this, mainly because as most people, I love the Jim Carrey version of The Grinch, and the original animated version as well. So, I went into this not really knowing what to expect, and quite apprehensive. But it did not even come close to what I was hoping it would be like. This film was quite a bit of a letdown, and I'm going to break it down in a second into parts of why. But here's a little idea of what the film looked like from the trailer to begin with.
Black Today we will do mean things, and we will do them in style. Oh, hello. Happy What's this?
Excuse me, are you getting that?
No. The Grinch.
Okay, so you've seen the trailer now. You can see that from the animation style, it actually looks really nice, and I was expecting this much when I went to go see it, and it lived up to expectations. Whoville looks amazing, the characters all look great, that side of things was fine. It's when you actually start to watch the film that you realise what's so bad about it. To begin with, the Grinch. He's always been a bit of a horrible person, really, and in this film, he's not even like horrible entirely before his heart grows. He's horrible for a little bit of it, but then you have little pieces where he'll just start playing with his dog's hair and things like that, and it's like, yeah, okay, you might be a dog person, fine, but he's supposed to be this horrible, mean person, and partway through the film, he just starts being nice to a random creature it's not even seen before. It's a bit weird, and to be honest with you, it's not the Grinch I knew, or that the story is about. The Grinch is supposed to be this whole mean, horrible person until his heart grows, not slightly before his heart grows. It just didn't really add up, and it took away quite a bit from the impact of what the Grinch is like. Now, I know it's a children's film, and they've probably made him a bit nicer than what he should be to go with that, but I still disagree with it, and I think that it wasn't needed. He could have had the normal Grinch, and it would have been fine. Another thing I didn't really like about this film was the constant needless extra scenes they added in. They had this whole scene with Lucy Lou Who, where she has like a group of friends, and they're all planning on how to catch Santa, and they're all doing all this, that, and next thing. None of it's needed. It's all just filler to try and make the film longer, which it really did not need to be. This film was 1 hour and 22 minutes long, and to me it felt like it went more than double that, because they added so much extra pointless stuff that was just not needed at all in the slightest, and it just ruined the film. If they had actually just stuck to the normal Grinch story, done a 50-minute film, yeah, they probably wouldn't have been able to charge the amount that they have for people to go see it, but it would have been a much better film, and it would have been more popular. But as a result of trying to add all this filler and all these extra scenes that they didn't need to do, they just made the film too childish, in my opinion. Now, I know it's a children's Christmas film, that's fine, but you watch Jim Carrey's version of The Grinch, and you watch this version of The Grinch, and you'll see very quickly how different they are. Now, both are suitable for children, but the Jim Carrey version is watchable by adults. The new version is just so mind-numbingly boring that halfway through this film I wanted to get up and leave. It was just awful. Benedict Cumberbatch's voice acting just did not add anything to the character. Everything that was the character in general was added by the CGI. Yes, I know the actors would obviously do a lot with the facial stuff as well, but the voice just didn't really do anything for me. He just kind of sounded like Dr. House, and he didn't necessarily come quite across as Grinchy enough for me. And I know that's a weird thing to say, but the voice just didn't really add to the character. And I think that that's something that, in my opinion, made this film not as good as it could have been. The film is made by Illumination, who are famous for making Despicable Me and the Minions movies. Now, as you can expect with those movies, they have a lot of silliness happening, and they add a lot of that into this as well. There's some quite ridiculous bits, and they take you away from the story as it is normally, and they're kind of thrown in because they're trying to get a cheap laugh. And a lot of the scenes are recycled as well. Like there's this bit with this goat, which wasn't even funny the first time, and they kept recycling it. It's just a classic tale of trying to put something in that shouldn't be there, and just trying to make something bigger so that they can sell it as a feature film, which is what they've done here, and I just think it was awful from start to finish as a result. The best part about this film, actually, is the dog. The character who doesn't talk throughout the entire film, but is just so lovable and fun that you can't help but love him. And that's Max the dog. He is the only saving grace in this film, really. Lucy Liu, who I hated her, and the Grinch, I think they made him too cute and cuddly, to be honest with you. It doesn't give the same effect as the other Grinch films I've seen, and it takes away from the story and makes it less effective as a whole, because they make him to be a bit more cuter and cuddlier. Again, because they're appealing to the young children. But I don't think it's needed in this film, and I think they take away a lot from the story as a result of doing that. As a whole, this film is not worth watching, in my opinion. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 10. Save your money. Watch the old Grinch film. It's far superior, and you won't waste an hour and a half of your life like I did.
I've been David. Thanks for watching.